arrested due to their connection with a fight that broke out at the Big E last night. James Staley of Haverhill, Massachusetts, and Levi Stanley of Amherst, New Hampshire, were charged with disorderly conduct, malicious destruction of property, and assault and battery. Just after 5 p.m. Saturday, authorities responded to the fairground and saw multiple people with various injuries. They also saw a large group fleeing the scene. The Stanleys were then detained, where it was discovered that James had stolen items from at least one of the others involved in the fight and was charged with unarmed robbery. Earlier today on Western Mass News Getting Answers, Dave Madsen had the chance to speak with